Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today's video, this is for the first-time home buyers. Here are 8 reasons why you should consider buying a house if you're a first-time home buyer. Number 1, building equity. This is one of the biggest reasons why a first-time home buyer should consider buying a house versus renting a house, because you're going to be building equity in the house. Think of this like a big savings account. If you're renting a house, you're just forking out cash, paying the landlord all of the money you're spending on rent. Let's say it's $1,200 a month. Every single month, $1,200 comes straight out of your bank account, gone forever. You're never going to see a penny of that back. So that's $14,000 a year that you're just giving to the landlord, essentially making them more wealthy. Versus owning your own house, you're going to be building equity. Every single time you make a payment, a certain portion of that payment is basically going into a savings account. Now, pending the market doesn't drop severely and you lose a bunch of equity in the house, it's usually going to appreciate. We don't really see that many times in history where our houses have lost a crap ton of value. There has been a couple, but for the most part, houses almost always appreciate. So you're going to end up having an equity position in that house, and you're going to end up having savings in that house, meaning the more you pay down, the more equity you're going to have to be able to tap into later, whether or not you want to remodel, whether or not you just need some extra cash and you need to pull cash out of your house, or when you go to upgrade that house, because majority of people do not stay in their very first house for their entire life. So you're going to be able to take that equity that you've gained and move it into the next upgraded house, whether you have kids later on or whatever it has, whatever it may be, you're going to be able to have money towards that new house. Number 2, the potential for home appreciation. Again, similar to number 1, where you are building equity in the house, you have the potential to have your house appreciate. Now, obviously, if you're familiar at all with the past of housing, 2008, 2009, we had the biggest crash in history, and a lot of houses lost a ton of value. Well, people that scooped up those houses when they were at that low point and held on to them for 5 to 10 years ended up getting a ton of equity. Just in 2020 to 2022, some people saw $100,000 in appreciation in their homes. So you're going to have the opportunity to have that, where you're going to be able to buy a house and then say you want to sell it in 3 years. Maybe the house has appreciated 30%. It's a good possibility that could happen, especially if we have another strong market like we've had for the last 10 to 13 years. We've had a very strong market where every single year our houses have appreciated, gaining equity for the homeowner. Number 3, tax deductions. Of course, obviously, tax deductions are amazing because any less money we can give Uncle Sam, I'm good with. So you're going to be able to write off your tax deductions on the interest that you've paid on your house. So there's going to be some other tax savings, like the first year you buy a house, you might have some extra tax savings depending on what's going on. So it has the benefit of saving you some money on taxes. So before we jump into number 4, my name is Kevin Irwin. I'm a local real estate agent here in West Michigan. If this is your very first time to my channel, I go over everything you need to know about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Obviously, I'm talking to you guys first-time home buyers right now, but down the road, you might want to invest in real estate. You might want to sell your first house. So make sure you smash that subscribe button so you guys get notified every single time I put a video out. And you know what? I like making these videos, but I love helping you buy, sell, or invest here in West Michigan way more. So do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can call me, text me, email me, even send a pigeon care if you have to. Whatever you have to do, I have your back when it comes to making a move here in West Michigan. Number 4, you're going to have a sense of stability, meaning it is your house. You can do whatever you want to it. It's a place that you can call your own. So you're going to have stability and security, knowing and feeling like, hey, this is my house. Yeah, obviously I owe the banks. Technically, the bank owns it right now, but this is my house. I bought this house. It's my name on the title, and a landlord can't tell me what color I can paint the walls. They can't tell me what flooring I can put down. They can't tell me if I want to change the outside of the house or anything like that. This is your house. You can do whatever you want within boundaries and guidelines of your township. Obviously, township rules if there's something crazy you want to do, but for the most part, you can do whatever you want. Number 5, customizing it. You get to customize your house whatever you want. When you move in, if it's got shag carpet and you want to customize that to get that out of there, by all means, get that out of there. You're going to be able to customize the house to whatever you want. If you hate the kitchen, change the kitchen, customize it to whatever you want. If you want a master bedroom with a slat wood wall behind you, put a slat wood wall up. If you want different colors in the house, change it whatever color you want. If you want hot pink, go for it. You can paint it hot pink. But if you ask me to sell it, I'm probably going to have you change that hot pink to a more neutral color. But it's your house. You can do whatever you want. Number 6, I've already talked about it. It's a forced savings plan. Every single time you make a mortgage payment, you're forcing yourself to save money because you're building up equity. And chances are, if you're a first-time homebuyer, because we've got plenty of zero down programs that we'll talk about in other videos, so make sure you smash that subscribe button. You're going to be building equity. You're going to be saving money every single time you make a mortgage payment instead of just tossing it away when you're renting a house. So when it comes time to sell that house, you're majority of the times going to have a bunch of equity to work with in buying the next house. So realistically, it is really a big deal because when you're buying a house, you're adding to your net worth. And when you're renting, you're not adding to your net worth at all. You're losing net worth. Number 7, a sense of community. This one, depending on the neighborhood you're in, chances are you're going to be around other homeowners, and homeowners like to stick together and help each other out, especially here in the Midwest. A Midwest nice, the term, if you've heard it, there's a reason for that. Majority of neighbors are willing to help you out if you need help. For instance, my wife and I, when we bought our first house, we had an issue arise with our well. We had a 1950 house, very old house, galvanized piping. Well, if you know what galvanized piping likes to rust on the inside, and eventually it'll rust to the outside and break and cause a leak. Well, we had that happen right outside of our well. So 2 weeks moving in, we're all excited. We're going to have a housewarming party. What am I doing? I'm outside digging 8 to 9 feet down to fix this pipe. Well, the pipe wasn't quite fixed yet. It was a lot of work to do that. It took me a long time to get that fixed, but my neighbor came over and asked what I was doing, and I told him what was going on. He's like, hey, I'll just run a hose from my house, so at least I can supply you guys with water for your housewarming party, so you guys take showers and stuff right now while you're trying to get this fixed. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Tim. If you watch this video, thank you so much for that, because that really saved us and it really calmed down my nerves. But that's what I mean. Like, the neighborhood was super nice. My neighbors were amazing. They helped me out in a time of need. And I was able to return that favor later on when they needed something and they needed the house watched. While they were gone, we kept an eye on their house. So neighborhood in the community aspect of it is going to really make you feel at home. So number 8, this one is called house hacking. So essentially, you could be a first-time home buyer and buy a duplex, rent out one side, have the other side for an investment, and pretty much have no payment whatsoever. We can get very creative with this stuff. So it could end up being an investment. And one thing I wish I would have done with my very first house, because I got it for a really good deal because it appreciated a lot. I bought that house when I was 24 years old for $97,000. It sold a year and a half ago for $234,000. Now imagine if I had kept that house instead of selling it to buy my second house. I'm now on my third house. I would have had a ton of appreciation in that house. I probably could have pulled out money to buy another investment home had I kept that first house. So if you're watching this and you are looking to buy your first house, obviously I can help you do that, but we can talk strategies on stuff that I wish I would have done instead of just selling my first house. If it's the right house, then you could actually keep that and make money with that house instead of selling it and buying a new house. So there's a lot of different strategies we can go into for that. But if you are a first-time home buyer, you're very curious about buying your first house, there's a ton of programs out there for zero down programs. There's a zero down FHA program. There's rural development zero down programs. There's a new $10,000 grant program coming out. I'm going to do separate videos on all of these loan programs for first-time home buyers. But if you are a first-time home buyer, you want to have a conversation about buying your first house, down in the description, I have a link down there that you can schedule a one-on-one call with me. We can get on Zoom, or we can go meet in person, have a coffee, and kind of talk about what your goals are for buying your first house and get you into that first house. So don't worry if you don't have a ton of money saved up. Obviously keep saving your money, but we can get you into the house relatively easy if you have good credit and a good job history. So let me know if you guys need anything. I really appreciate you watching this video. Again, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here in West Michigan, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will always make time for you.